is an extremely hope is an extremely priceless, precious thing, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it for a couple minutes, and I hope it is a blessing for you with starting out your week. We're going to start it out with this little poem from Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. I just love how it sings the tune without the words and just keeps going. That's really a beautiful thing. And, with life, it does. It just keeps going, and we need to continue to hang on and just enjoy it. And when we fall out of the boat, just get back in and learn and keep building. I wanted to share three quick things, really quick, that just give me hope. And there's so many things that give me hope, but here's three that I just wanted to highlight really quick. And as always, if the podcast helps you with building your best life and enjoying your journey and self care and celebration of your life, then awesome. I love that. And we're going to get some more people on the podcast, and it's going to be good. So, yeah, we'll just jump right in. Building blocks are so important to have. Um, so, the three things I wanted to talk about really briefly are just how uh, there's building blocks of your life. You have a lot of building blocks of life to work with. How there's so many beautiful moments that you've created and that you felt up to this point in your life, and there will be many more. And finally, that you are worth taking a chance on because somebody has taken a chance on you and has invested in you already, which is why you're here. We're going to dive into each one really quickly, and as always, I hope it is helpful and a blessing for you. Building blocks are interesting because we don't really get a set of instructions. We get the building blocks, and based on your religious affiliation and whatever, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have a very clear understanding of what I'm supposed to do with those building blocks, but it's really come over time, and a lot of it you just have to apply and just decide how am I going to do this in my life right now. They talk about like at church they talk about like reading your scriptures every day, but like how long, and there's other things to keep in mind there. There's a lot of things to work with, and same thing with these building blocks. I mean, you can create your life from these building blocks and all the things that you get to work with, and you really just get to go ham. You just get to do whatever you want, and I think that's such a wonderful thing, is to be able to play and create the life that we want to have. There's no, at least in a lot of places, there's nobody standing over you like, hey, you have to build your life exactly like this or you're going to amount to nothing. You get to be the creator of that, and you also get to have God or others, help you with co-creating that. And that's a really beautiful thing. Like when you have a really rough time, you are fashioning all these building blocks that you can use for later. Now, it's really easy to get these precious building blocks and just put them off to the side, or to just look at somebody else's building and be like, man, that's so cool. I wish I had those building blocks. And a lot of things we can create for ourselves, but it also is really important to remember that we got our own set of building blocks to work with. I have my own set of talents. I'm also seeking to develop new ones, but I also have these talents that are just instincts and things I've worked on, like public speaking and stuff that I really enjoy. And those are building blocks that I need to keep using. And as I continue to use those, I feel like the creator of my life. I feel empowered. I feel at peace too, because I'm like that kid sitting there with Legos. I mean, I played with Legos when I was younger and didn't always know what I was doing, but it was always nice when I could just go ham and just enjoy it. And that's something I'm really trying to get better at. And those building blocks, they're there for you, and you're able to do a lot of good with them. I think a lot of people use their building blocks poorly, or they leave so many of them in the box and don't even use them ever. But that's okay, because you can choose to be different. You can choose to use all the blocks that you have. You can choose to make a difference with them. You totally can. The second thing is just beautiful moments. There's a really cool song, and it's interesting. Just when you listen to songs again, different things like stand out, and you like feel it more at different points of your life. But there's a song that's like, there's some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this, and I feel like of times when I was really able to connect with somebody, or reached out to somebody who's having a really rough day, or just giving a piece of pizza to somebody, or just talking with this guy and sharing a scripture with him after I got let out of jury duty because my circumstances were not in line with what they needed from the jury. And I talked to this one guy and shared a scripture with him. It was super cool. I remember those beautiful, special moments because we like talked. It wasn't just me talking at him, he talked back to me. And we were able to create this wonderful, beautiful moment together. And so you've likely, if you're still here, you've had a lot of beautiful moments in your life. Maybe it was while you're watching a TV show that really just helps you. Maybe it was Nancy Classified. I don't know. I like Nancy Classified. It was pretty great. There's a lot of golden moments from that show, and there's beautiful moments from that show. But, it's important to remember that you've had these beautiful moments and that things have given you that sense of beauty and wonder, that there's still things being created. Maybe the thing that will impress you and inspire you the most hasn't been created yet. Maybe it's something you'll create. Maybe there's a really awesome, Pixar's pumping out all these fire movies, awesome movies lately. Maybe one of those will really hit home for you. Soul is a really good movie, and I like it a lot, and you just think about life and stuff, and maybe somebody really needed that. There's all these special moments. Inside Out's another super special one, at least to me, considering like your emotions and stuff. So if you're feeling unable to give or make beautiful moments for people, just remember, just like with those building blocks, you've been able to orchestrate those before. I recently rewatched this movie called The Letter Writer, and it was made by the BYU video team, but it talks about this guy who would write letters every day to people and just orchestrate these beautiful moments for them. And he reached out to this one girl who's really struggling and really helped her out. And something that she was really struck by was like, how can you say all these amazing things about me? You don't even know me. And he said, if I can say those things about you, I know you better than anybody else. And that's a beautiful moment. That's a beautiful moment. So, you know, life is made up of moments. Eternity is made up of moments. And maybe they haven't, maybe you feel like you've created mostly distressful, maybe lately you feel like you've been creating moments of more stress and just struggling. But, you know, there's hope to create more beautiful moments in the future just because of who you are and because you've been able to feel beautiful moments in the past, Thanksgiving with your family, or, you know, anything like that. Just take a second. I'll give you a second just to think about that a little bit. Just beautiful moments from the past, and there's a lot of promise of those similar things for your future. Clint Pulver is one of my favorite examples of this. I had him on the podcast a little bit ago. I would encourage you to write down maybe some of those beautiful moments that you've had. Clint talks about this life-changing experience he had where he had somebody that believed in him and created a moment and helped him see he wasn't a problem. And I can have a link to that in the show notes. But just as you've had tragic, terrible moments, there's also the hope for creating beautiful ones too. A lot of times it is just doing the opposite of what you're doing before. And, you know, the power is definitely in you. You have the building blocks. There's tons of different resources out there. You can get counseling. I would recommend that. You know, that definitely really can help. Or just talk to somebody, or write, or poetry. Any of those things. I've had so many beautiful moments when I write my own poetry, and it really does help me connect with myself, and it's beautiful. The final thing is just the thought of you're worth taking a chance on. The people that brought you into this world, your parents, I mean, there's all these like cells and zygotes, and I don't know all the science, but there's like a race for all the genes and all the cells and whatever, and it made you a human being, a person. And it's such a wonderful, wonderful thing, you know, just that you are here. And even if you don't really feel loved by your parents, or from, you know, just your family in general, I feel for you. That sounds awful. I've never really been in that situation. I felt a lack of love from family before, but that was mostly just me distancing myself. But there's a wonderful thing about how we can create, we can feel love, we can feel hope by doing things that bring hope. When you were brought into this world, you were brought in because of hope and because of love and because of so many other things. And you were brought here for a purpose, to do things on purpose and to do really good stuff in the world. There's no doubt about that. Even though we have all of our own unique circumstances and maybe you're adopted or whatever, it doesn't change the fact that you were worth taking a chance on, and that, for me, I believe really strongly and know that there's a God who's looking out for us and wants to help us out. And regardless of how you came into this world, I believe that God really wants us to leave this world happy, full of joy, and He wants us to be able to live with Him someday. But, you know, think of all the people that you've taken a chance on, that you've like trusted in, that have helped you out, that have built you up. There are people that are going to do that for you because they see all these talents that you have and all these abilities and all these awesome things that you have already done. All the suggestions, they look at what you've already built with your building blocks, like, wow, that's pretty cool. And even if you haven't touched those building blocks in a while, there's still the hope, there's still the potential, and it shines from your face. Even if you're really struggling, there's some people in this world who can still see it. And I really want to be more like that, somebody that can always see that. On another religious note, I just know that you think of like some of the biggest sacrifices in the world, it all comes down to somebody taking a chance and doing something. And when that comes to starting a business or whatever it might be, somebody took a chance and brought that risk forward. Living life is a risk, of course. There's craziness, but there's so many wonderful blessings and rewards as we learn and continue to apply what we learn. There's a really cool quote that basically talks about how applying what you learn is wisdom. And so in a way, we're all our own kind of geniuses. But yeah, just remember that you're worth taking a chance on, and that you're worth investing in, and that worth doesn't change based on your circumstances or based on your lack of different things. There's people that are going to keep investing in you, and that you also need to take a chance on yourself. All the best things in my life, honestly, have come from taking a chance on myself. Like, what if I, you know, didn't miss a track practice, and if I did all this other stuff? What if I, talked with this person? All that stuff. It really starts with what if, and that's something I'm trying to get better at, is just starting with what if, you know? But yeah, just considering all the sacrifices that have brought you here, I think is really important. And all those people that have purchased different things, they've purchased, really valuable time for you. They've purchased memories for you in a way with different things. And obviously, we get to choose how we handle and how we, work with those. But there's people that invested in you and that will keep investing in you. And you can do that for your future kids and for your future people. You can help them know that they were worth taking a chance on, and being able to help lift somebody else to a higher state of being, and even if that's myself, and having strength to do that is a wonderful thing. And it shows where your heart's at, and it shows that you are somebody that empowers others and helps them know they're worth taking a chance on. So those are the three things. Building blocks. You still have building blocks with your life. You can do awesome stuff. Beautiful moments. You've had beautiful moments. You've created beautiful moments. You've felt beautiful moments, and there will be more. And finally, that you're worth taking a chance on. So I hope that this podcast gave you some perspective or something here beginning in the week. It's kind of insane. I was pretty stressed out on Friday, and I actually forgot my laptop charger, so I couldn't work on my super important paper while I was with family. But I got to sing at the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints with my brother, and that was really special. And I've just really been trying to trust God a whole lot more, and because He's infinite. I really believe He's infinite, and I'm finite, but I can trust, and I can keep going. I can keep moving forward. And yeah, I'm just trusting in His strength and trusting that He'll help me finish up the semester really strong. And so far this morning has been quite productive, so I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, gonna get more episodes out. Still gonna try to hit 200 before I graduate, but we'll see how it happens. We'll see what happens. So as always, thank you so much for listening. And I do love doing interviews, but lately I don't think I'm able to do any more before I graduate. I just really need to graduate. But I'll do more remote interviews and stuff. But I'll keep you guys in the loop. So, as always, thank you so much for listening. Hope it was helpful in some way. And don't forget to heal today. It'll be better tomorrow. All right. So 1525. Yep. All right.